Playing some 50NL Zoom. Pretty new to Zoom, but just giving it a whirl. Yep, just 50NL on Ignition. Seeing how the Zoomies work. 4-3 suited. Just 3-betting a lot of suited connectors, I think, out of the blinds. Not as attractive versus someone who's slightly shorter stack, but don't think it matters too much. Board with a very high c-bet frequency, and it's nice to block 5-4 suited, I guess, if we're thinking about having the clubs. And I'm not well versed in deep play, so maybe it's a good idea for me to open a new table on both of these actually, instead of trying to play deep. So yeah, let me do that real quick actually. And I'm not sure the proper way to sit out of Zoom actually. I guess sit out next hand and then do this and then try to like close it really fast. Having some issues even closing it. There we go. Yeah, let me do the same here. Okay, so let me just re-pop up. Reset at 100 bigs each. Alright, there we go. I haven't set my default Jurigen things yet, so I'll just try to approximate even screen here. So I'm still not sure if I want to play reg or zone, so depending on that decision will be how I set up the little Jurigen auto aesthetics and stuff. That seems okay. It's 6-7 too weak to defend, button versus big blind. Try to reposition this so my OCD can calm down. I think that looks okay. On the left, I'll probably be opening 10-8 off and nothing worse than that, and that's only against Rex, I think. Yeah, 10-7 off is just too weak. Oh, just noticed somehow I still have 180 bigs. That's not what I wanted. Oh well. 3-betting aces and pure, and I'm just going to 8x or to 8 bigs, pretty much any size unless they go 2 bigs, and I'll go to like 7 usually. But if they go 2.2, 2.5, etc., I usually go to 8. And aces will mix here. This time we'll just go for the fancy call. And versus this shove, we kind of just hope for jacks and queens and kings potentially, and then like ace king of clubs. We don't expect his sets to just open rip, but if they do, they do. And so we have to call here. And then yeah, nasty little turn. That's okay. I'm just working on the yellow line as usual, all on EV. I think that's the second time we've lost aces ahead today, but that's gonna happen. Kinda just have to move on, not think about it too much. This one, obviously we have to fold, but it's kind of interesting to think what we do if we have like jacks here. Probably just fold as well, but let's see if we can see a showdown on table 1. Oh, this guy's very short. That changes things a lot. King 5 suited will be pure fold, especially versus a large size like that. Ace, queen, aces. Yeah, very curious to get enough hands and see what the cold 4-bet construction looks like on these types of stakes. Need a lot of hands though for that. The opening Jack 7 suited on table 2. King 9 suited can't really do anything here. Maybe super low frequency 4, but I don't think when low Jack opens we'll be really doing that. And Jack 7 suited will be a trivial fold. Table 2. 10-3 suited won't be V-pipping. King 8 off will be about the bottom of our opening range on the button here, and not going to be able to do anything versus hijack and raise. Just be opening ace 5 off and above, so ace 3 is not going to get mix. We'll be opening 8s in the low jack. Table 2. You get a small blind call. So they're very dense pocket pair range. I think we can still bet a decent amount. And we'll just go for half pot from the low jack. And ace 3 suited probably can 3-bet, but it's running out of time. I'm sure min click. We can just call a lot versus the 2x and not fold too much, I don't think. Not really sure how to play the spot, but I think we're just gonna bet the low aces a lot, backdoors, and check the better aces. So pretty simple. Flop bottom pair, table 2. Just gonna be checking it over. Probably check call, check fold. If he goes like 2 bigs, we might just fold. But if he min bets to 1, then I think we just call. Yeah, interesting size. I think versus that size we call. And here we'll just be c-betting a lot. It'll be a board we'll have some checks on. His 5-5-6 hits him pretty good, so I think it's one of the paired boards. We'll probably have one of the highest checking frequencies. With trips here, no reason to donk. Either way is fine, checking or check raising, I think. I do expect him to raise a lot of 5x and a decent amount of 6x, so here we're just going to be targeting the overpairs and maybe ace highs that don't believe us, which is good with kings, so I would bet kings in part more than aces. Versus overbet, we're going to have virtually no raises, so now we're just hoping we're not coolered by 9-8. And Jack 10 gets there, kind of annoying. We're going to have to check the side. If he overbets again, I might just make a hero type of laydown. Turn check raise is just always in nuts, so that's... I'm already tilted a little bit in this spot on table 1, but with kings I think we can't... I'm not good enough to fold yet, basically. I'm trying to figure out what that guy had on the last one. He had a 7, okay. Versus the shove, it's pretty nasty. I think we will just hero fold this one. Versus 2x river shove, turn check raise, and then river 2x. I think it's just fucking some dirty nuts right there. Let's see if we can re-up on table 1. Yeah, I haven't gotten HM3 to work, so I'm not able to like tag hands that I'm interested in, so I'll have to like either quickly go through all my hand history or like mentally remember, or just open Notepad or write it down on pencil or something. Let's see. We'll have high frequency on this board and probably can go like some half pot size, I think. It's fine. Calling raises there. I think queen jack suited can go either way. Flat this time. It's a hand that's happy to be in position and flop some draws and stuff. Large size, but with double backdoors, I think we just continue a lot there. Especially it's such a high c-bet frequency board. I think all options are interesting here. I'd rather be blocking like Jack 9, Queen 9 type of stuff. Go for the call here. And we'll be stabbing on the river if he checks. Not sure if we have much bluff equity here. We block some of the obvious draws, Jack 8 and Queen Jack and stuff, so I think I'm just going to fold table 2. And table 1, I'm going to be folding ace 10 off and pure in these positions. Be clipping both these hands if they fold to us. 10 Jack off is going to be too weak versus the hijack 3x open. Not playing either of those hands. Taking it off will probably defend if button opens. And definitely versus small blind short stack. I really need to study my 3-betting range from big blind versus button and versus small blind. Aces will just be pure 3-bet from the big blind. I don't know if we have enough going on this board to survive versus a half pod bet. We have a little backdoor stuff, but I'd rather be picky and have king of hearts and stuff. It's close. It's a wide range, potential fish. Maybe we can continue wider there. Or just attack. But whatever, I don't think it's a huge deal. Opening king jack suited from the hijack table 2. Short stack in the big blind. With the fold. Wake up with kings again, table 2. Feels good. We'll be going to 12 bigs, and versus another cold caller, we'll be going to 14 here. Ace 9 off, I'm not gonna play it. Probably will be 3-betting ace 10 off, like at some frequency. It's a board where kings can check back some of the time. But I also think a half pot bet is okay here. Polarized range from big blind will be betting a lot of larger sizes, I think, versus like a small blind 3-bet range. And probably checking like 10s and jacks a decent amount, because I think they should still have queens there based on the positions being hijack versus big blind. His continue range pre will be pretty strong, and it should have a lot of strong overpairs such as queens and jacks. So I think betting jacks and 10s isn't as straightforward as it is in later position. This hand mixes, I believe. We're gonna go call this time. We'll just open a lot of shit at the small blind table. 1 pretty dreamy flop. I don't know what kind of, I guess we can have a decent amount of raises here. We'll have jack 9, queen 9, queen jack type of stuff, so I'll probably go high frequency, king 10 here. Maybe 2s is higher frequency. Half pot bet changes my mind a little bit. I think that's fine from him. I'm sure 1/3 is fine and normally used as well. And we're just going to be going for the call down here. I am curious if top 2 check raises just in pure on such a dry board though. Not too sure. See how he plays river. Yeah, not too stoked on that bet line here to go for a raise. Maybe I'm just a nit, but I'm gonna go for the call. I can totally have king, queen, ace, jack, and shit. Yeah. I'm not sure like what other stuff he's betting that we're beating enough of the time to like merit a high frequency raise. This I think is just a fold based on the positions, and this I'll be checking in pure my entire range there. Yeah, so for bet line, the only value we could possibly be beating is like ace king, I think. I don't know if king jack really takes that line. Half pot, not much going on. And this, low jack open, I'll have a lot better hands to continue with. So I think a7 of hearts, I'm not going to be sad about folding there. King 8 off is just going to be too weak from the cutoff. Probably king 9 off at some frequency. I think this is also close, but I'm just not going to open it. I'll just call on small blind with 3s on table 2. Planning to check fold 8s on table 1. Be pipping from the small blind. Nope, that's a nice card. I think all options are fine. Just go for check raise. Really dry board, I'll be betting just a lot. I think 23 is fine. Let's do something like that. In position raise. I'm just gonna let the 8s go here. I just think, though ranges are very wide on such a dry board, I don't think it's intuitive to raise much besides like queen x there, but I'm not sure the psychology of that. Like their queen x doesn't need much protection. So yeah, I'm not really sure on that. I don't think they'll have like 6-4 off to pull from a bunch of combos there though. I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. Got the AK from the hijack. We'll be opening 6-4 clubs if it folds to us, otherwise we'll be folding it. Get 2 calls, I'm just gonna like check range essentially. Versus pot sized bet, I'm not too stoked to have much of a raising range here at all. So we're gonna just flat the ace king. We get 2 calls. Really nasty turn. Not sure how many 9s are in players' ranges, but definitely 6-7 suited for these players. Maybe some weird combos of ace-9, potentially off too, just because I think the cutoff fodder is gonna have some weird shit that we don't normally expect. And so we're already feeling pretty uncomfy here. Versus pot and then half pot. I think the plan is to check fold for future action. So like jack 10 of diamonds and clubs gets there as well, so ace queen gets there too. I think we're pretty fucked, so we just are gonna check fold on table 1. Old 5-8 suited. Alright, nice hand. And I mean, is this ever value on table 2? What could this be? This could be just like ace jack type of stuff all day. But I mean, I just can't call. It just doesn't make sense for me to call such a large rip. So 10s are going into the trash. Ace 10 off I'll be 3-betting from like button opens and stuff, but hijack is just too loose config. Ace 7 off I think's close. When both people call, I think we just GTFO. Queen 8 off is going to be too weak unless there's super Rex in the blinds. AK. Probably be mixing versus the larger sizing. We'll probably just go to like 21 bigs and then fold versus anything else. Threes I'm sure can get in there at some frequency. Yep, we're gonna stick with our plan. Maybe we go a little bigger actually. 23.5 and then just fold. Nice flop. He really shouldn't have any sets. Potentially block some slow played aces. But yeah, I mean 4-bet pot. Don't know these too well, but assume the tiny bet is like fine. Versus snap call, he doesn't have too much suited stuff like ace-6 of clubs that might raise. I think we just go small again, and then we'll call any shove, obviously. Not sure if he's supposed to have much raises here, but I think we're trying to get value from like queens with a queen of club, queen king. That's about it. Nut flush makes sense too. Guess he's not too incentivized to be raising on the turn. I'm curious if flop gets raised much. It's just a good board for the 4-better that he might not have much of a raising range there. So it could be more uncapped than I'm thinking. But I assume in a 4-bet pot with top, pretty dry board where he doesn't have many sets, we have a relevant flush blocker. I think we just get it in there and don't need to mourn too much. Not sure on the sizing here. Gonna go 15. Don't think we want to have too much calls here, being sandwiched and stuff. Getting a lot of AKs. A little deja vu. I'm just checking a shit ton with multi-way plus in position caller. Just trying to show the ace king down. If he bets and this guy folds, I probably have a call. This board I'll probably, it's for small blind, not sure if that changes. I might size down that a little bit. This is pretty gross. It's gonna continue here. I don't know. I don't know about this one. I think we're just getting a decent price. It might be pretty bad though with, yeah, 2 callers. I just might be slightly tilted too. I'm just kind of auto-calling without giving it too much critical thought. It's not the best state to be in, but... Oh, was this like low jack limp? King queen off. I don't think it has too much function in betting that often here. Just starts to fold some more king X, queen X type of stuff. Has some showdown. Just fold both of these boards. Maybe queen 5 suited starts to open from the cutoff at a frequency, but not sure. I think the spot I'm thinking most of from the session is the 4-bet pot when the flush comes in on the turn. We're out of position as the 4-better. Like, does the flush matter that much? Do we slow down a lot? I mean, we don't have many suited cards. We do have like a lot of ace-x suited, but that's about it, whereas the other player has probably a decent amount of more like suited Broadway stuff. So I'm curious if we still have a like decent sized betting range there on the turn. No clue. Queen 9 off is probably indifferent. We're 40 deep. Let's go for a flat. Versus short stack. Be betting anything. Not happy, but I think we can call there on the flop. Also can consider just leading, but it's kind of gross into 4 people. Jack 9 off, we can call. Once it goes pot, after potting into 4 people, blocking the 6-7 is kind of annoying. Just think we have to fold. And Jack 9 off is not really gonna have much continue potential there, I don't think. Strategy would just be like range on table 1. And player's probably not finding enough weird mergy / trash air check raises, so probably can just overfold there. Ace-10 with no backdoor flush draw. Should be a good candidate to toss. I think this hand will mix, and we're going to call this time. And we'll have to continue with the flush draw. Queen 5 suited can continue. Versus like the 33 size. We'll be continuing. Turn the flush. Table 1 will go for the check raise. Kind of a weird, slowy down card. It does complete a lot of our draws though. But I'm not sure if this hand wants to polarize too much. I think we'll check here. And then I timed out on table 1, so kind of missed what happened. But we checked back. And I don't know too much about this spot, but I don't really want to get... I feel like getting check raised is pretty terrible, so I'm just gonna, yeah, kind of knit it up and take my showdown there, but probably not the best idea. And I probably won't have a folding range versus this size bet. And the player had Jack 10 here, which is pretty wide continue versus the check raise. Maybe it's okay. I think backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, but seems a little light potentially. And then yeah, not sure if the 10s on table 2 should have been a value bet on the river. Once they check twice, yeah, it could just be like random worse flush draw and then top pair stuff. So maybe we missed a half pot size bet plus there. Alright, we'll go another minute. Limp pot. Pot size bet. I'm just not gonna fuck with it. Limp pot, board that you should bet a lot. We're just gonna stab a fuck ton. I think Queen 9 is suited. Can have some opens. Short stack and big blind, we'll go for it. Same with 10-8 suited, but now we don't have that dynamic. Yep, as I've stated, just I'm like checking like a lot of fucking in position call boards. I'll bet some paired ones, some mono ones, and then some like king high or like king bricky or like double Broadway king shit. Go for the check raise on table 1. We brick, and I'm always worried about these like short stack wrecks. I feel like we just don't have the fold equity versus them. Like if this player has a jack, I don't think we're ever folding them out. Which is good when our stuff completes, but it does make me very timid on certain plays. But I think here we just shove. I think we can get called by like probably most Jack X, Ace X, worse flush. Alright, I'll start sitting out after these final hands. Alright, yep, that'll do it. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.